Government is perplexed by the extremely low uptake of the Small Business Recovery Fund instituted in 2021 to help small businesses recover from the impact of COVID. Of the 100 billion earmarked, only 7% of this has been disbursed more than a year later.
Since its establishment, under 7 billion has been disbursed. So it really begs a question, what is the problem? Yes, one can say that, these guys are borrowing very, very small amounts of money. I know I was looking at one application that was recently approved, was some young lady whose salon had been affected by the lockdown, so she wanted to buy more of these hair dryers. And the amount of money they were asking for was about 500,000, 1 million. So one can argue that there are many applicants, but the amount of money they're taking is small. But still, that's not strong enough reason to address a sector that employs 3 million people, accounts for 90% of the private sector, and 70% of the national economy.
To address this low uptake, some of the conditions have been adjusted to attract more borrowers.
Initially, the provision was that you can only extend up to 100 million to every small business. But because of the fact that we have now allowed them to use some of the loans to pay off the non-performing loans, then we needed to expand a little bit on the eligible amount, or the maximum amount that somebody can borrow, so that if you're going to pay off some of the loans, you're able to also retain some little money for working capital. And so it was increased from 100 million to 200 million.
Such was the insidious impact of COVID that being averse to risk is not only for the banking sector, but also for the borrowers, especially the small ones that ironically impact on a large chunk of household incomes. This is why thinking out of the box remains critical if this group is to be funded. Nabisubi, NTV, Business.